Hey there YouTube. So this is just going to be a quick video of me unboxing the YYG Br100. The entire process of getting this thing, from the day that I ordered it, it came in 2 days via FedEx. They do require a adult signature, so make sure when you do order one of these guys that you've got somebody there at home to receive it. You're going to need 2 people to lift this thing into your house. It is about 105, 107 pounds. So yeah, pretty heavy, but you can see here I'm managing to get it out of the box by itself, which it is very, very well packaged. There is foam everywhere, there are cable ties everywhere, securing everything together, making sure things don't rub together. The battery itself is even inside of the body, so it doesn't get punctured, doesn't get rattled, doesn't get beaten up, which is a really good thing when it comes to these bikes. I've seen bikes where they put that thing in a box, put a little bit of bubble wrap around it, and yeah, it's not so great. But yeah, I just got everything here sped up, just showing how much work it's going to take to get this thing into the box. And it took me about a good half hour to get this thing done. And yeah, you see me here struggling a little bit with the extra wrapping around the front of the bike. You do get what you saw there was a bike pump, you get a phone holder, and of course you get the charger in the box, as well as the headlamp, which you see here. This is the updated version. I will repeat this later in the video, but it will have the blinkers and the grilled headlight, as well as the nicer and more comfortable seat. And yeah, again, really well packaged. Just showing off the face there. This here is the little kickstand, which oddly in the instructions it doesn't show you the kickstand installation until I think the end, nor does it show you the fender installation. So you'll see in this part of the video that, or the next little bit of the video, I do not put the fender on. You should put that on when you flip the thing upside down, and I didn't, so you'll see a cutaway later of me already putting that on. It's actually really easy to install, it's just not shown in the instructions, which is a little odd, but yeah, it goes on pretty easy. So this here, they actually have a little thing in the front that it's a little plus that's just supposed to align between the bracket. That allows you to get the perfect pitch for your handle position for your throttles and your brakes. They recommend trying it out like I'm doing here, just to make sure, and then adjust the pieces that are on there as you need them, so they're more comfortable for you. Definitely do that before you put that tire on. It's less heavy and plus a little bit more sturdy, but you know, don't put your whole weight on the bike. Easiest way to get it on its face is just like I did there. Use that little piece of foam that for the handlebars, protect those. They include a couple of plastic pieces to protect the unit during shipping. Make sure you take those off. Something that I didn't see while putting this here, it doesn't say this in the manual about it, but there's a little red blocker piece that is on the brake, and you can see I just took it off there. That prevents the installation of the tire, so keep that in mind. If the front tire is not going on the right way, you do need to take that piece off. And then here again, we're just installing the little piece to let the tire sit in the spindle. It's a kind of hard to install that pin. You should get a little rubber mallet. I didn't have one, so I had to use my hands. It was a bit tough, but I was able to manage to get it on nice and tight. Make sure that thing isn't loose. That is what is supporting and holding your front tire on. And what I'm fiddling with here is I'm putting on the pedals. Pretty simple and easy. They do give you an entire tool set to put this thing together, so they're going to give you all the tools that you need. I just decided to use my drill in the beginning. Turns out I didn't have the right hex screws, so I just used the items provided in the kit. And then here I am fiddling with the little support piece. Which wasn't incredibly difficult to install. It's actually one of the most sturdy ones. I've assembled a few bikes at this point. This being my personal one, of course, and others before were the Zip bikes and the Fleet bike. The Zip itself, pretty similar to the construction of this guy and assembly method, except it has way less features. That guy is right now $1,500. This one I got on special through Amazon Day. Got this guy for 13 and some change with a 2-year protection from Amazon. The manufacturer here offers an 18-month warranty, but I felt, it would be a good idea to get another 2 years with this, especially at that price. And if you're ever considering not getting a protection plan, I advise that you do, especially if you're spending, the full price, $1,600, or even if you got it during the sale. Getting that protection plan really helps. Of course, it's not going to cover any accidents or anything, but it is going to cover those electrics or mechanical issues with these things. And then installing that piece, the front headlight and turn signals, pretty straightforward. They use little clamps that press up against it. It does use rubber bushings, which is really nice, cuts down on that vibration. And then one thing that did bug me here, the cables are a bit tight, and one of the cables was not long enough. I had to undo one of the cable management ties that they put on there just to make the cable reach. None of the wires are labeled for what they're supposed to go to, so there's a green wire, a red wire, and a green wire, 2 red wires, and a black wire. The 2 red wires, I believe, are for the turning signals, which you just have to hope that you get those right, and if you don't, you just have to swap them. Just make sure that you plug the correct color into the correct color and you'll be fine. But yeah, if the cable's not long enough, you might have to undo a little bit of the cable management that comes with this bike. Okay, so here's what the bike looks like right after you're done finished building it. And these are with the accessories that are included, plus some things that I purchased myself through Amazon. I got some mirrors and, of course, the helmet itself. The So I want to make sure I include this in part of the review. So I noticed a buzzing sound coming from the central piece here where these two were located, and look at what they did here. They used hot glue to secure the panels to the aluminum structure with 3 spacer washers. And because it's hot glue, it came loose and was buzzing. If you've got a buzzing noise, it's probably that. I'm going to actually get the correct kind of hardware and re-secure these later, but I'm going to take this for a spin again to see if this really was the fix. But yeah, that's where the motor is, so I'm going to put 3 spacers on each side just to keep this plate on. But I don't know, I kind of like it without, but I'll probably put that back. That's really frustrating. Okay, so here's a final look at the bike after all of my fixes and adding of decals went to it. So, number 1 fix down here, the rattling. I'm pretty sure if you've got a rattling issue, it's that guy. If you remember earlier in the video, I did show you that there were washers and hot glue in there, and the washers let go of the hot glue, causing the rattling. And one other little thing on the screen here, there's that text. I found that really annoying, so I did eventually get it off. It is a screen protector. It feels a bit tough, but it does come off, which is great. And one cool thing that I did find out when I was messing with this, I did move this over so that I can put these guys on, but if you hold down the plus button, this puts this into pass P, which is an assisted mode where the rear wheels are going to be driven so that if you are walking with this thing, you don't have to be pushing it yourself. You can actually make it go itself, assuming that's for like crosswalks and things like that. But yeah, so far, not really any complaints for it other than that goofy rattling thing with the hot glue. That's a little disappointing, but it is fixable. I put some nylon washers in there, which is what they should have used, or they should have had some sort of plastic nylon spacers that'll cut down on the vibrations there. But yeah, I also did some wire management. I did some here, down here, and here. That is more because this stuff moves around a lot and I didn't want any of it to rub. It did rub. I did cable tie it before, which don't do that. Makes everything bind and pull is what I found, which makes the turning radius terrible. I did fix that almost immediately. Didn't ruin any cables. So I went through, systematically redid everything that I wrapped up with this new stuff. And everything I bought here is from Amazon, so this guy has quite a few names. One is the Tomofast Br100, the other one is the YYG Br100, or the smart version of this. They're all drop shippers, and it's pretty much all the same bike. The other one, the smart one, has different decals on there. Instead of the YYG, it's going to be the Smartride, or whatever their name is, on there. Again, same bike. But yeah, the new version as of October comes with this update, so the link in the description is going to feature. This is what you should get. So you're going to get the blinkers, the light with the grill, the updated saddle, which has better padding for your butt and for your legs to go here, so it doesn't hurt to ride. And I've ridden this only 17 miles, but I haven't had any pains riding this. In the little that I've ridden this thing, people have said that the suspension is stiff and tough. I don't find that to be true. I find this really comfortable riding over speed bumps, going over little potholes. Really no issue with it. Another thing, in the manual, it does tell you that these tires need to be pumped to 50 psi. Do not do that. There's a lot of reviews of people saying that these things go flat really quick, and that's why. Always read the value on the tire, not what's in the manual. Don't know why they put that in the manual, but yeah, this should be 20 psi for both tires. Not 50. That's a bit excessive for the tubeless tire that's in here. And then one other little thing, when you're setting up your positioning of your light here, it's hard to tell in the guide, but there's a little cable up here at the top. You want to make sure this guy is at the top, and there's a little grill right back here. See if I can get that for you. Yeah, it's hard to see, but there's a little grill right there. Make sure that that grill's on the bottom and the cable's coming up at the top, because this has a T lighting. So you want to be lighting the bottom of the floor, and then it's going to have a zone on top to light in front of you. Some people have that flipped the other way around, which I don't think is right. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments and I will flip that 100%. But yeah, I do a lot of night driving with this thing. Again, haven't done so much. I unfortunately got ill. You could probably tell that in my voice. Still getting over it, so hopefully the next video that I have of this guy, it'll be with quite a bit more miles on it, and I'll let you know how the motor's doing. A lot of people comment that the motor goes bad. I haven't had any issues. I've been listening to this thing run. The motor sounds pretty strong. There's a couple of sounds that people have said come from these. I haven't had any of those, thankfully. I did have the E005 error, and there's one real solution to that. Pull the battery out for 15 minutes. That'll reset the system. Plug that battery back in. Turn the power on that guy. Hopefully it goes away. If it doesn't go away, what it actually is it's not that. It's not your battery. It's your throttle. It's the cable from the throttle to this, or the actuator in here went bad. I had that issue only happen because I was turning this thing on while I was moving it, made this freak out, then it remembered where it was, and then stopped flashing that error. Other things in the review section for Amazon, your data for this bike is going to be on your hub here. That's going to tell you the 1000 watt or 1200 watt and the mile speed 32. That's going to be stamped on that guy. So if you do live in California and your place that you're riding is regulated, do keep in mind that that's where that information is. So don't put 750 watt stickers on there or over it. Just be mindful where you are. Check your local regulations. Not a lot of people care about that when it comes to police force. They're not really going to bother you unless if your zone is littered with these e-bikes. But where I'm at, they're not really all that crazy about it. And I do think there is a limiter on this thing, because I can't get over 28 to begin with assisted pedaling, even on level 5. And I only weigh, 182, so I'm not super heavy. But yeah, I can't really go over that speed limit anyway with pedal assist. So far, I'm good with that. But some people, you might be able to do it if you're a bit lighter than me. But yeah, keep in mind this is above the little rating, but a lot of people modify their bikes anyway. I do believe that there is a limiter on this guy, and I really don't intend to modify that because I don't need to go that fast. I'm just using this thing in our complex and maybe to go across the road to go get something at the grocery store or something. But yeah, this thing's been great. Next time you see it, should have quite a few more miles on it. Like I said, got ill, so I haven't been able to ride it all that much. All right, guys. Take care, YouTube.